Welcome back to What the Fuck Is This Podcast? As we've said before, Miranda has 3 doggos and a cat, so they will be in the shot. You probably can hear their breathing. We love them. It's all good.
Yes.
I'm one of your hosts, Monica,
I'm the other Miranda.
and we are starting.
This is Fury. I think he wants to be introduced. This is my third baby, Fury, the youngest. So.
He's so cute.
Oh my goodness. Okay, back to it. So here we are today for episode 2. We're going to talk about the rest of season 1 of Riverdale. Woo woo.
Before we get to that, I believe you have some book tea.
I do. So today, sorry, I started reading another book, so I had to make notes. Today I'm going to be talking about Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Okay, so basically it starts out, and Ellie has gone missing. And part 1 is about, like, a little bit from Ellie's point of view, and her mom Laurel. It kind of switches back and forth just a little bit, and we're kind of learn about the day she went missing and leading up to that day and everything. And then, but part 1 is only like 20 pages or so, and we jump into part 2, which is 10 years later, and it's all from Laurel's point of view. And basically they're like, hey, we found some bones, and then they turn out to be Ellie's, so they have a funeral. And then a few days after the funeral, Laurel is in a coffee shop and she meets Floyd. And Floyd asks her out and she's like, oh, I don't know. And then she is like realizing like, oh, I can actually do something for myself because I got closure on my daughter's death. And so she goes out with him. They are doing a lot of stuff for being in their 40s, which like, hey, like do you? But like, we didn't need to know. Then, so one night she goes home with him, like to his house, and his 9-year-old daughter is there, as his like, I think his 21-year-old daughter. They both have different moms, which this comes to be very important. Both have different moms, and Sarah Jade, his oldest, lives with her mom, even though she's like 21, and then his younger one is 9 and lives with him, and her name's Poppy. And Poppy's mom ran out on her and just dumped Poppy with him, and we haven't seen him since. And then we start getting a few more flashbacks to Ellie going missing because Laurel kind of begins to become suspicious because Poppy looks a lot like Ellie. And she's just like, wonder like why and stuff, and then she is like becoming suspicious because like she's like Floyd is acting weird and all this. And so this all starts by revealing like Ellie had this weird tutor leading up to her death who they like let go a week before Ellie's death. And so Laurel ends up at the tutor's old house, and that pretty much starts I'm hitting the spot. That pretty much starts part 3, which is now from the tutor's point of view, and we learn about how she and Floyd got together and how the baby came to be, and we start learning about how obsessed the tutor was with Ellie, and it's like, this is weird. And then basically we get to the day that Ellie went missing, and from the tutor's point of view, we learn like she like tricked her into coming into her house for papers to help her with this exam. She's like, I forgot to give them to you before your mom let me go because I didn't know I was getting fired. And Ellie's like, oh, okay, thanks, even though she's like weirded out, but like, how do you be nice? Like, she's only 15. And basically she goes in there and she gets drugged with a cup of tea and winds up in her basement. And then
You don't drink the tea.
Yeah, you don't drink the tea. And then,
Me questioning the water you gave me.
no, I would never. And then she is like telling Ellie like, oh, like I love you and like I'm gonna be your mom now, and starts buying her hamsters to take care of, and like not just like one or two, like no, eventually she has 8, and then more, and basically she ends up inseminating her with a random sperm donor's sperm, and then makes her like have this baby. But once she has the baby, she's no longer really obsessed. The tutor is no longer really obsessed with Ellie, and she's gonna like make Floyd be in love with her because, oh, I had your baby. Like she lies and says she's the one that's pregnant and all of this. So then, one day, because Ellie is like, she freaking has an infection and all this other stuff after giving birth at 15 years old.
Freaking hamsters.
Next to all these dead hamsters that she's no longer getting supplies to feed. And Noelle, the tutor, is all pissed off and is like, fine, fuck you, and like never goes back into the basement for like 5 months, basically. So poor Ellie dies alone in the basement, and so then we kind of jump ahead to part 4, after that reveal of like how Ellie dies, and it's Christmas Eve, and Floyd's like, I need you to come over to get your present before we go to your family's place, and basically he's like, go watch this video on my computer that I recorded for you, and he basically tells this whole story that I just told you.
Is he scratching his own ear?
On my foot. Star of the show. So he leaves the house while she's watching the video, and it tells the whole story that I just told, but like from his point of view and what he knows. And he's like, hey, like basically, the day she told me that Poppy is not mine, she also told me that Ellie gave birth and it was random sperm donors, and I was so pissed off that I killed her. She's buried in the backyard under the flower bed. Hey, we need to be quiet, or you're going outside. Yeah, you don't like outside. So the tutor is now also dead and buried in the backyard under his flower bed for like the last 10 years. This bitch has been dead in the backyard. And he's like, oh, also, like right before she told me this and she said she was gonna run away with Poppy, she was telling me how she dumped Ellie's bones in the backyard because she was making her house smell, or not in the backyard, in this random field because she was making her house smell. And yeah, that's where Ellie was, and that's how we found her bones. Like I called it in and all this stuff. And then basically the last chapter is her telling Poppy and taking Poppy to the family's house for Christmas, and Poppy's just excited to actually have a family. And then we learned that Floyd went out to the country and killed himself, and then there's this epilogue. Is that how you say it? Epilogue.
I have no idea. Like
I don't know. Epilogue, and it's a note from Ellie that was stuffed in a book that Noelle had donated, and it's basically a note to her family, and she ends it by saying, I was strong, I was brave, I was brilliant. And like, it just made me really sad because she was a 15-year-old girl and she had to give birth to a baby.
in a
alone,
basement with dead hamsters around her.
With dead hamsters and a crazy lady, and so it's really heavy. Next week's book is not going to be heavy, at least for me, because I was like, I need something lovey-dovey, mushy.
And I'm like, murder, please.
That was just a lot of murder, a lot of everything. Now we're going to get into good stuff, so you guys have to be quiet. You can ruin my book tea. Come on, hey, lay down. Lay down. Hello. I need you to lay down. Okay.
2.
Spooky. Okay.
Season 1, episode 5.
Woohoo. Okay. I'm gonna let you start because I didn't label my notes very well, and I know you did.
Literally like episode 5. But I didn't like label them like
No,
nicely, but it's just
no,
like
but
I needed to know what episode is what.
You knew what episode you were writing about, where I was like, I'm not gonna forget. Like,
You tricked yourself.
Yeah. So I'm gonna know where at in my notes.
Okay,
Once
so
you
for
start talking.
season 5, Jesus Christ, episode
Boys.
5.
Seriously. Okay. Lay down. Maverick? No. Fury? You are big.
Come on, lay down.
Mav, you too. Mav, over here. No.
Get down.
Mav. Fury. Mav, you lay down. Over here. No! Okay, you can sit in my lap. As long as you let us talk about the show. Okay.
Okay.
Episode 5.
Okay, so this one they started talking about a lot, like mentioning like Polly and bringing her up. So my
Yes.
first note is, where is Polly? Because to this point we did not know where she was. We've never even seen her.
Yes.
The dad is just laying down not laying down. He's just chilling in the living room in the dark at night, watching episodes or like watching shows. Or not fucking shows, watching like old tapes of like
Yeah.
Polly and freaking Betty just hanging out. Like,
Just hanging out.
it's so weird. Oh, this is the episode. Shh.
Fury.
I didn't mean to excite you, sir.
You're pissing me off. Lay down. Thank you. Yes, you can come over here. Okay, now you can go over there. You're fucking shedding like a madman. Okay.
Blood in my face. Okay, so this is where they go to the Blossom's house, Betty and Jughead, and Grandma,
Yes.
Nana Rose, is just chilling in Jason's room.
In the dark corner.
Yeah, and then like, cause so Betty and I was going to say Jason. Betty and Jughead go into the room to like go find some fucking clues. I don't remember for what.
Yeah.
Because it's irrelevant by this point. And then Grandma just comes out of the corner and she's talking to Betty as though she's Polly.
Polly, yeah, which I thought was really interesting because, like, like first off, they don't look that much alike, and second off, she's
They don't
so
look anything alike.
no, she's so like senile, dementia, whatever, that we're just supposed to believe. She's like, oh, Polly, it's Polly, and then she knows all about the ring that no one else knew about, like all of this current stuff.
Yes.
But she can't remember what Polly looks like. You're sorry. What?
But yes, apparently Polly and Jason were engaged. Well, I'm just gonna say that they were in the same grade.
Yeah, I agree.
So while they were sophomores, they were engaged.
Yes. But then I feel like I agree, like I said, I agree. But I also feel like if they were engaged, it points more to them being seniors.
Yes, because that would make a
Because
lot
then
more
they're like,
sense.
oh, at the end of the school year, we can actually run away. This is my commitment to you that in May, we're going to get those diplomas and we're going to beat it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, and then I want to talk about the fact that Betty goes home asking everybody about Polly and Jason's marriage and how it's just like the grandpappies have bad blood.
Yes, I put blood feud. I wrote down blood feud because it was just like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Why didn't you say me this beforehand?
and like we don't know that they're related yet, but we're gonna go on to find out that this blood feud caused the Coopers to change their last name from being Blossoms. And so like, not only are you just letting Polly have an affair with her own cousin,
Like, if you would have straight up told her, she would have been like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna fuck him because he's my cousin. Like, we're not in Alabama.
exactly. Well, maybe
Small town vibes.
small town vibes, but I don't think it's
The
this
picking is limited.
small. Family. Because apparently there's only 2 people in the senior class. Jason and Polly. Polly doesn't have any other fucking friends.
Okay.
But anyways, I just could not. I could not.
This is when I also wrote down that Jason would not look like he's a football captain. So you get to see a little bit more of him, and he does.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. I wrote down Because at the end of this episode, the cliffhanger is that you see Betty's dad was the one that broke into the sheriff's house and stole all of the news clippings or whatever. Which it makes a lot more sense now.
Right.
But here, it's like, why the fuck is her dad breaking into the fucking sheriff's house?
The sheriff's house.
And stealing all his notes and shit.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was like, yeah.
But then we know it's because he doesn't want people to know that Polly and Jason.
Right. But it's also...
And their abomination of kids.
I don't know. I'm just like, maybe if everybody was just coming forward with the information that they knew, maybe, first off, this murder would not be such a mystery.
Right.
And second off, we could just sign, seal, deliver, here's the freaking verdict or whatever, close it up, no one has to know.
Like, there's so many secrets in this show between, like, the parents and the kids that it doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
It doesn't. Like, I understand kids keeping secrets from their parents, but when it involves fucking murder
and a gun.
Like,
this is Miss Grundy's gun. I'm gonna put it in my dresser.
Like, no.
Okay.
Anyways, so that I'm done with episode 5. So
Yeah, me too. Well, I'm pretty sure because I think this is episode 6.
So episode 6, I wrote down Pussycats. Who picked that name? Was it Josie? Like, who picked that name?
I know, it has to be because
If
she
my
literally
kid-
called herself Josie and the Pussycats.
That's true. But if, like, my kid came up to me and was like, Mom, I'm starting to get a band. I'm going to call them the Pussycats. I'm going to be like, no the fuck you're not. Choose another name. You're going to get bullied. Like,
That's why. You don't want your child being bullied.
yeah, that's why. But, like, no. I would not feel comfortable with my kid having, like, a name like the Pussycats.
No.
Like, you can pick something else that's crazy and weird.
Yeah.
But, like, come on.
But that's what my next note was then when Mrs. McCoy is out here with these fucking stereotypes where she's like, trying to replace, whichever one goes to sing with Archie. Melody, Harmony, whatever her name is. Val, something like that. I don't know. And she's like, yeah, just get another one that's skinny and beautiful, but not more skinny and beautiful than you. Ew.
Man, your husband doesn't even love your daughter.
Ew.
Are you kidding me?
I was just like, where, like, women empowerment, please. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot wrong with the mayor.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I agree.
But there's something wrong with all the parents in this show.
Yeah, I agree. I just was like, no. Simply, no. But, that's, ugh.
My next note is about Betty and Jughead sucking face, even though she fucking was in love with Archiekins.
like 10 minutes ago.
Literally, like it just happened. It was so fresh. Like come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
No.
Also, does that qualify her as a homie hopper? This is a thought that came into my head.
Charlie D'Amelio.
But like, do you see what I mean though? Like,
Yes.
but does it or does it not?
I think it does. I think it does, truly.
I think it might because she confessed her love to Archie, even
She
though
did.
he was in love with Miss Grundy.
And then he's just like, even if I wasn't into Miss Grundy, I wouldn't be into you. Like, we're just friends.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Ooh, next."
Yeah.
So I feel like it is. She's a homie hopper.
Okay. I wrote down product placement again. I don't remember what it's regarding.
I think it was another
it
CoverGirl
was-
one.
Yes, it was a CoverGirl one while they're getting ready to do the talent show.
Yes, and then because my next note is when they're like in that rehearsal and Josie and Veronica are like, daddy issues. And I was just like, Veronica girlfriend, Josie has got it way worse than you.
Yeah.
Like
Your dad showed his love with his money.
Yeah, and pearls.
But he went to jail because of like his business. So I feel like that's different than
just simply not loving
yeah,
your
because
daughter.
later in the episode we see Josie's dad and just leave in the middle of her singing.
Yeah.
Like that's
daddy issues.
yes.
Like, you're just
Veronica
mad.
is just your dad's in jail. That's the issue.
yeah. So I thought that was fun. But yes.
Yeah. My only other note for episode six was what's up with Josie's dad, because like
yeah.
what?
Just
Like
leaving in
your
the middle.
daughter is trying to follow in your footsteps,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're just gonna abandon her
Because she's not singing jazz or whatever. Stop.
It's like,
You're fine.
and then also the mom like goes and comforts Josie afterwards. So like the mom knows that the dad is treating the daughter like shit, and she just doesn't care. Like, ma'am, no.
She's doing it in her own way, to be honest, being like, if you get someone more skinny and beautiful than you, we're gonna call it them in the pussycat. You're gonna lose your place, ma'am.
I think that's all I had for episode 6.
Same, because
And then I only have 2 notes for episode 7.
Okay, what is it? Because again, I didn't name mine.
The Jughead starts living at the school.
Oh, school security.
Like, there's security is fucking trash.
Mhm.
There's no locks on these goddamn doors. Like in my elementary school's door, the doors automatically locked after 5 o'clock.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
And what, he just doesn't go home? Like, how does he, like...
Well, I understand him not going home.
No, I
'Cause
mean,
his dad
like...
knew he was living at the thing, but at the same time, it's like.
But my thing is, so like in high school, y'all walk out to your cars together. You like say your goodbye.
you
What's he
literally-
doing? What's he doing? He just walks out and. But as everyone drives away, then
Yes.
he turns back around and he walks back in. Like, where does he go until he's ready to go to sleep or whatever?
That also brings up something else for me. What the
I
fuck
guess
is
pops.
their? That's true. But what is their schedule look like? Because they're out to all hours. They're in school, but you never really see them in class. Like, and I understand that that's boring.
That's
bits that
true.
they don't want to put in the show.
That's
But then-
true.
You only see them in this fucking homeroom looking thing.
Yeah, or then that weird rec room.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Oh, okay.
what's their what the fuck is their schedule look like?
I know. And do none of them play like sports? Because
I mean, Archie plays
football, but we just never see him go to practice or anything.
Yeah.
So, like, what? Veronica's so mad at her mom. She's like, "No, we're going to the nightclub." Which, like,
Where is this nightclub?
small town
Riverdale?
vibes?
Like,
Riverdale has a nightclub? I don't freaking think so. Lay down.
also, if they did,
No,
it would have been
we're not-
talked about
no.
way more since they're minors and they're like trying to get in.
Exactly. So, anyways, but like, and then when did they do that? Like a school night? Like, I have so many
It's
questions.
a random Tuesday.
Yes, about the nightclub. But anyways, that's like such a. Other than we already talked about this, so I'm not really gonna touch on it. But that's where she has that motivational speech about how they took the clothes off her back and everything. But her and Hermione are always like
They're broke.
best dressed. So, but Polly in the attic, and then like freaking Betty just goes up there and she's like, "Hey, what are
I think
you
that's
doing?"
something that we missed. That we didn't talk about because it wasn't that what the fuck to us.
No.
But like she was at the Sisters of Quiet Mercy or whatever. Like I feel like we completely missed that where we just didn't talk about that.
Probably because we can go on to see what the fuck the sisters get.
Yes. Yeah.
That we're just like, yeah, she was just there. Anyways,
Yeah, but that place is fucking
that place is
loony bin.
wild.
And not because of the people that's in it, because
No.
of the people who run it.
Yes. Yes.
But they help her escape. Well, no, she jumps out a fucking window,
Yeah.
and then they're looking for her. She goes and she hides in their attic.
In their attic, and she's like, "Betty, I know all the ways in and out of this house." I'm like, first off, you are the oldest, so duh. Like, who else is going to tell you? Like, to say like, "Oh, I made the book in and out" or whatever. Well, duh. And then
It also makes me feel like they're not that close of sisters,
no.
even though they're like apparently like only a year apart
Yeah.
at best.
Yeah. No.
Like no, because
they
like
can't
even
be that close.
like even I know the secrets that my sister would use to like get
Oh,
out
yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this reminds me, side note, I need to redeem my sister. She's very upset with me for saying, as an example, this is literally something she's never come to me about, but as an example of the age difference of like priority, she doesn't care how many people like her Instagram. She doesn't care who has and has not liked it. Public service announcement. I deeply apologize to you, Samantha. I didn't mean it that way. It was just a quick example on the top of my head. But she doesn't care, guys. All 20 of you listening to this.
Hopefully more. Cross our fingers. We have our good luck charm that my niece gave me.
Oh, yes.
Anyways.
But yeah, they can't be that close if she doesn't know. And then Anyways, okay.
They can't be.
They just can't.
They can't be that close.
They
The Coopers they want to make everybody think that they are very close knit.
Perfect.
Yes.
And, yes.
But nobody knows anything about each
No.
other in this.
No.
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 My last note for episode 7, which is my controversial note, that Jughead's dad is a fucking hottie.
Okay, I agree. Just not right now.
No, like now that I'm
But
watching,
yeah.
finishing
Yeah.
season 2, or as I'm watching it, he is getting hotter for me.
Yes. Yes.
But I think it's because I remember
how he's
gonna look.
Yes.
And psh, you look like that. Hit me up. You
Yeah.
got some problems? Hit me up. I will help you.
Oh my god.
Episode 8.
Is this the baby shower?
Yes.
Okay.
But the Coopers, I wrote the Coopers are wild.
yes.
They're always arguing. There's always something going on. Nobody's telling each other the truth.
No.
Which doesn't make any sense to me. If obviously I have had secrets that I want to keep from my parents, but if something like a murder or something was involved, or my sister was involved,
Yeah.
I would tell them. I would keep it as undetailed as possible, but I would still tell them.
I know. The secrets I was keeping from my parents is what me and my best friend actually did at the sleepover.
Yes.
Not that. Not what Betty's out here doing. Man.
I'm sorry, you're hiding your pregnant sister in the attic? No, I would have definitely told my parents. I'm like, yo, she's hiding up there. Do something about it. Me being a sophomore in high school, what the fuck am I gonna do? Get a job? Fuck no.
I know. And then for Polly to go on and move into the Blossoms and not tell her family at all. I know this is jumping ahead, but it plays into because she's just no, I'm gonna move in with the Blossoms, and they're freaking Alice is out here crying herself to sleep every night, and I'm I don't know, maybe Polly, we could have just told them what was going on. Be hey, at least say, hey, I've got a plan.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell them while you're moving in there.
Yeah.
But hey, I've got a plan.
But I can see how Alice was hurt, because it does make it seem like she doesn't like her. But at the same time, we know that her children don't really like her.
Yeah. Just tell her what you have.
This is when we figure out that the white worm, how it's spelt. WHYTEWYRM. Who did that and for what? Because, for advertisement purposes, I understand, with car washes that people name it weird, or, they change the writing and stuff, so that it catches people's attention. They're oh, that's not how you spell it. But, the white worm, it's a freaking strip club.
It's also just for the serpents.
Yeah, it's a strip club for the serpents where underage kids can go and get drinks. And then we move on to the baby shower of hell.
Which my favorite part is Alice Cooper saying the Blossoms are giving her cultism vibes. Ma'am!
Just wait, ma'am. Just wait. I think
you get involved.
So when
with a cult leader, ma'am.
Yeah. So then, me and Miranda love the episodes about the farm because of Chad Michael Murray, and we'll get there. It's gonna be a lot for those episodes.
We're gonna break those down one by one.
Honestly, we might have to because.
No, I feel by season 4 we're gonna be doing maybe 2
Yeah.
in a podcast episode.
This is when I started to question if Polly and Betty are in the same grade or not. But mainly because all of the people there are Betty and Veronica and Cheryl's friends.
Yep.
Nobody fucking there is on Polly's friends.
Mm-mm.
There's not even any Jason's friends.
No.
He was the captain of the football team. You're telling me he doesn't have any fucking friends?
Right. And I know baby showers are traditionally a women's thing, but Jason is oh no, we know he's gone. He's dead.
He's dead, yeah.
So, you wouldn't think his friends wouldn't want to drop by and with a box of diapers that they all pitched in to buy and be good luck with Jason's baby.
Yeah.
We love ya.
And then Polly's friends, did she not have friends that also would have been there?
Yeah, exactly. I have no freaking
I feel
idea.
If I had if I was Polly and I was pregnant with the twins and I didn't trust Betty, my sister, I would have trusted my best friend enough to tell her
right,
what's going on and shit.
Right. And I know she was just shipped out of there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Just she doesn't
But
have
at
her
this
own
point,
friends.
Polly has no friends, no fiance, and no family, basically.
No wonder she moves to the farm.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're gonna talk about my favorite line from Cheryl. They're doing this little trick. I don't know. Cheryl's Nana Rose.
Yeah.
Say Ross. Nana Rose does like a reading on Polly, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna have twins." And Cheryl goes, "Yeah, dementia. She's demented, and a gypsy. No, dementia and gypsy are in her blood." Like, what? Like, you're confirming she's crazy. But then, like, what is this part about gypsy? Like,
Yeah.
it came out of nowhere. Like,
oh my
what?
god. Yeah, no, I don't know. Cheryl definitely becomes my favorite character. It's like harder for her to be my favorite right now because she's just fucking mean to everyone for no reason.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But
Eventually, she's just a fucking hoot.
yes. Because for a while, I feel like she's gunning it for everybody, and then after a while, she's like perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I get what you're saying because it's the same for me. Because I'm like looking forward to it, but like in this season, I don't like her.
No, season 1, it's very hard to like her.
Part of season 2 also.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 9.
This is the maple tapping?
Yeah, the maple ceremony, which is fucking creepy and weird. Also, like, why the fuck does all like the business executives have to come down to witness it?
The board, yeah. It's like, what? Like, for what?
Like, you're just gonna go witness it and that's it and then just leave? Like, I get that they have to make sure, like, everything's good since Jason died and, like, everything that's going on with the business.
And then they're just walking around talking shit, which is when we get further confirmation that Cheryl's in Archie's class because he's like, she's always been at the top of our GPA class.
Yeah.
Like, so we know, confirmed or whatever. And so, I don't know. I didn't
like this episode.
No!
We could have gone without it.
At least the maple topping ceremony.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
Once again, I wrote the Coopers are crazy. I don't know what that was referring to, but they are crazy. Indeed. This is also when, like, Cheryl tries to hook up with Archie because her dad likes him or something.
Yeah.
Which also brings the question, why the fuck is Archie the only other redhead in town?
Because of Molly Ringwald.
But, like, it's a weird coincidence that, like, only the Blossoms are redheads. And then Archie's
not
a
even the
redhead.
Coopers who are actually have Blossom
Yes.
blood in them. This is an excellent point.
Yes.
Point. Where did Molly Ringwald come from? We need to know who her parents are. Was she... Because she had no problem leaving Riverdale, so maybe she's not born and raised in Riverdale.
That's true.
And also, I feel like that gives us an indication of where Riverdale is supposed to be, because they can get to Chicago very easily. Which is the only other real-world mention.
That's true.
Which is weird, but not the point. But, anyways.
I'm, like, thinking about it too much now.
I know.
Okay.
Not the point.
And then Cheryl kisses Archie.
Oh my god.
Which, like, no.
No. My man's barely over Grunwald. Or Grundy. I was like, wait, that's not right. What's her name?
We got episode 10 now, where Betty talks about going dark. And then she starts singing fucking Happy Birthday,
Okay.
Marilyn Monroe style.
And then I want to thank Jughead for the honesty. That was haunting, Betty. Yeah, it was.
Sir, how did you fling that so far?
What, are you trying to call your dad? She doesn't have his number. You need the other phone.
Well, they throw Jughead a birthday party.
Yes.
With inner circle only.
Yes. Which then he goes on to further define, and he's like, I don't even like these other two. It was should if you're doing inner circle, it should have been you and Archie. It's just like, what?
So you can't not invite Archie's girlfriend.
Right? Like,
Wait, are they official by then?
I don't know, but she's at least Betty's best friend.
Yeah.
If they're not official yet.
I understand Kevin not being there,
Yeah.
but the rest of them,
But-
come on. Y'all are
then-
fighting crime together.
And then, exactly. But then, which leads to my favorite line of them in the garage, and he's like, have you ever seen me without this stupid hat? I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I'm just like, you're really sending the point home. Yes, but. And then
but that really bothers me. To go back to the inner circle thing, because that comes before. But when Cheryl shows up with Chuck, and they're gonna make it a big party, and Archie, the entire episode before this, is going, Jughead's not gonna like this, Betty don't do this, Jughead's not gonna like this, he doesn't even celebrate his birthday, and then he's the one that's like, hell yeah, one cake in the living room, one in the backyard.
Yes! Like, y'all are best friends, and you're telling me you're okay with them bringing this stuff in. And, like, Cheryl's fucking leading them in. No. Absolutely fucking not.
Oh.
And then Archie, like, looks around the room, and everybody else is looking at him like, fuck no. And then he's just like, oh, fuck yeah, let's party it up.
And he's the only one who's been fighting Betty.
Yes. But I also think that Archie is trying to become what Cheryl is. Kind of in the sense, like, Cheryl's the most popular. He wants to be the most popular. Like, take Jason's spot. Also.
Yeah, I agree.
But doing it in a way that it's, like, not very, like, I didn't do this on purpose. It just kind of fell upon me.
It fell on me. Yeah. I agree.
But yeah, that party was bananas.
Especially the accusation of the twin cess.
Oh, yes!
But then I loved Kevin Keller's reaction in the scene after the twin cess. I was just like, me, right now. Me too, Kevin. But anyways, that was wild. And like, I don't know if maybe that's why I get such weird vibes from them. Is like, then it is actually accused eventually. So like when I was rewatching it, I had that already seed planted, but I don't think so. I think that was just fucking weird.
Yeah, they made it weird so that people could pick up on it.
I think so too.
If they make it that the actors also think it's weird, yes. That's all I had for episode 10.
Yeah, me too.
Episode 11. This is where Polly starts snooping around the Blossom's place, and then she goes into the room full of fucking wigs.
The exact same wig over and over. Like, what is that? Like the base model, and he has enough that he could style for special occasions. And so he's like, "Oh, I didn't like the way it's turning out. Grab wig number 3. Let's start over."
But then that also brings up that he's not a real natural redhead.
Either that, or he's
bald.
No, because we see his head. He's a silver fox. But I don't think he's attractive. But.
Me neither. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, but
so did he just prematurely gray and he can't admit it because he's a Blossom, or is he not a natural redhead? I don't know, because the whole Coopers are over here being blonde.
I don't think so, because I think he's the one. Like Cheryl's mom was married into the family, into the Blossoms.
So he
and Nana Rose has gray hair and one patch of red. So I feel like if he was a redhead, he would have had that. And also, how long did it take him to fucking get all those wigs? Did he like mass order them? Like, you know what I mean? Like, give me 200 of them. Like, I don't know. But Polly's looking at the wigs. She breaks into the room.
He just went to a wig shop. He's like, how many of those can I get?
But he also has them, like, nicely placed on, like, mannequin heads. He has, like, this whole room dedicated to them. And it's not like it's like his closet.
Yeah.
It's not like him and his wife. It's his fucking closet full of wigs.
And then Penelope's like, he really values his privacy. I'm like, well, don't we fucking all? But, like...
I'm sorry, but if I had that many, like, of the same wig, I would be embarrassed. Like, yeah, I don't want nobody to see that shit.
There's no difference. That's the only reason I would be embarrassed, is you couldn't bother.
It's not like he, like, has one wig and then...
No!
That's the one he's wearing for the month, and then after a while, like, okay, this one's gross, let me switch it out and grab another one from the back. No, it's like they're all full of display.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I want to know what their housekeeper has to say. Like, their housekeeper has to have some fucking tea.
Yeah. How much is she getting paid?
Yeah. And then, Polly and Cheryl start looking for stuff. They're gonna go to the dance or some shit. And they're starting to look around, and then they're like, oh, we should go in your mom's closet. What if she has something good? And they go into
jewelry or something is the goal.
And Cheryl goes, ooh, you're naughty, Polly. Like, what? She's pregnant with her cousin. Like, we all know this already.
I'm like 16 years old.
Oh, I love Cheryl. Jughead has terrible friends. All of them are terrible.
That's it. That's the note. Next.
No,
No, I'm
literally.
kidding. But no, I agree. Yes, they are terrible. They are so terrible.
Even watching into the season, like season 2 right now where we're at, I don't think they're all like friends at all. Like, they are just friends because they have so much shit on each other, and so does the town, and they always have to come together to work shit out.
Mhm.
I don't think they're all actual friends.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like it's also like, have you ever remained friends with someone just because you have history? Like, I feel like that's why Archie had no problem ditching Jughead to go have sex with
Miss Grundy.
Thank you, because I was going to say Grunwald again. Because he's like, oh, he didn't actually think of his feelings. They're just friends because they've always been friends. Like,
and it's the same thing with Archie and Betty.
mm-hmm.
And Betty's only friends with Veronica by default because she had a show around the school.
Yeah. And now Veronica's into Archie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like as it goes on, Betty gets better about caring about Jughead. Like, as you think ahead, especially when he goes to that school and stuff.
Yeah. I guess Anna.
Well, to an extent. When he first goes, I mean.
Yeah.
And then...
It gets worse. And then my last note for episode 11 is, why are they so into adult business? Like, they're so into it, they can't stop. They want to be a part of everything that their parents do. But, like, there's some stuff that, like, there's stuff that I do now as an adult that I I couldn't even fathom when I was younger.
No.
That I had, like,
No.
no. Just no.
No.
Be a kid.
Yes.
Be a fucking
But
kid.
it's like shit, like, I wish I could have told myself when I was like 15 years old.
Yes.
Like, oh, I can't wait to be 16. Oh, I can't wait to be 18. Oh, I can't wait to be in college.
No, just fucking
Like,
be a kid.
no, slow down because
Adulthood,
bills,
it's
like,
gonna hit you like a brick fucking wall.
Yeah. I hate paying my bills. And then I don't love my job every day, but I gotta go because I gotta pay these bills, because I gotta do this, because I gotta do that, because I want to go spend $80 at Target on more books because I had a 5% off. I went fucking wild, like, oh,
Be a kid while you can.
please.
Anything else do you have for episode 11?
No, because my next is
Episode 12?
yes.
This is when Jughead's dad is talking to the cops, and he's like lying and confessing, saying he killed Jason.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
But he didn't. Which, more fucking lying about this murder.
It's the sheriff.
And why did he lie? Like, I don't understand.
Well, I mean, I get it later on, but yes, I get what you're saying.
I guess, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. I know they were threatening Jughead, but
I don't think that it was because of the threats to Jughead. It's because he was covering up for the Blossoms.
yeah, but why? Because of the threats to Jughead? Why
think
else
so.
does he have to cover for the Blossoms is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
other than the fact that Clifford had gone to the extent to threaten Jughead's life. But it's almost like he doesn't give a shit about Jughead because he's letting him live in the drive-in and live at the school.
Yeah, like for
And not
how much
check up on him.
Yeah, how much he cares for him. Like, I don't know.
Anyways.
Cheryl smacking the fuck out of Jughead and then saying like, "Oh, I barely touched him."
Oh my god.
Like, man, we all saw that fucking
We all
hit.
saw it. No,
No.
you. Oh my god.
This is the episode where we find out the Coopers are Blossom.
Yes, because they like. Is that when they burst into the house? No. That's when everyone else finds out they're related. But yeah. Because
Yeah.
I love that scene where like freaking Alice is bursting into the Blossom's mansion. Polly, get your shit. We're leaving.
Oh yes,
This is your cousin.
yes, in the middle of the night. But I think it is that same night,
But
isn't it?
it's the same. Yes, it'll be the same episode. But I love that.
Yes.
And then I think it's this episode.
But like the dad could have easily fucking said
Yes.
they're cousins. That's it.
I don't
That's
know
all
how
you
many
have to
times
say.
we have to say this about Hal, because why did you not just all you were doing was don't date him, Polly, don't date him, Polly, don't date. You gotta give people reasons. You can't just fucking sit there.
But I'm not trying to like side with the dad for what he did. But like, is he trying to like say like not say it so he doesn't admit that they are Blossoms? But at the same time,
I think so.
I feel like
there should have been an extent at which that didn't fucking matter anymore.
yes.
And your daughter dating her fucking cousin
yeah.
is that line where you're
Yeah.
like, oh, we've gone too far. We need to back it up.
Yeah.
I need to say we're Blossoms.
But like, that kind of gives like small town vibes.
I know.
Like really small town vibes.
I know.
Because you're saying your grandpappy was murdered, and you decided to stay in the same town.
Yeah. By these people who are literally leading the town.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
But
then like that reminds me like, so my parents come from the same small town, literally like 5 streets, small ass fucking town.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I try to start talking to a guy, I go to my parents and I'm like, am I related to this guy? If so, how? So I know. Because that's fucking gross. I don't want to date my cousin.
No. Even if you're like 5th cousins.
Yeah, no, it's still,
It's too much. It's too close. It's no.
Yeah, no.
We're not
So,
the
like,
royal family over
And
here.
my parents also think the same way. Like,
Yeah.
if they see a guy trying to approach me, they'll come up to me like, hey, that's your fucking cousin. And I'm like, okay, cool. Bye. Deuces. See you never. Like, I'm not going to try to fucking have a relationship with my cousin.
No.
It's gross.
No.
It doesn't need to be done.
No.
We're not trying to fucking repopulate the earth right now. Doesn't need to be fucking done. I put dead bodies, but I don't know what it's referring to. What fucking dead bodies did we see?
I don't know. Because the next...
Oh! This is where they show the video.
Oh, yeah. But we don't...
Yeah, because my next note after the dead bodies is Cheryl's dad killing his own son.
Oh, yeah.
Over what?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so this episode, the cliffhanger is the posse, Archie, fucking all of them.
All of them watching the video.
They get the video. I don't remember how they get the video.
It's a thumb drive.
But from who? Like, I don't know.
think... I don't know.
I don't know. But they get this video where Cheryl's dad basically has Jason tied up in a room and he kills his own son.
Yep.
Like, gunshot to the forehead. Dead.
Gone.
So morbid about this. But then,
The books we read.
what the fuck is her name? Betty calls Cheryl and is like, yo, you need to get the fuck out of that house.
Yeah. And what does Cheryl do?
She's like, Mommy.
Puts on another fucking white dress and sets the mansion on fire.
No, that's not that's not.
Oh,
not
yeah,
yet.
that is right.
This
But
is-
still, it's part of it.
Yeah.
It is part
So
of
at
it.
the end
But
of
yes,
this episode,
this is the episode where we see
Cheryl confronts her like family at the
Mhm.
family fucking dinner that like dad killed him, dad's a bad man, and then Mance goes over here and kills himself, to hang himself,
in his maple syrup barn.
right? And then he doesn't tell like.
No,
Like-
doesn't leave a note, nothing.
But I'm sorry, but if I murdered my son,
Yeah.
I am gonna tell my husband like we were running drugs, we were doing this, like take care of yourself. I'm taking myself out because I'm gonna go to jail and I don't want to go to jail.
And he couldn't at least write a note to like clear
Right?
Penelope and Cheryl's names. He was like, nah, the whole Blossoms fucking did it.
Dead.
Ugh.
So episode 13?
12, 13.
Episode 13.
Yeah.
Apparently they're running drugs out of the Maple business. That's how they stayed in business. It wasn't fucking Maple. It was the drugs. They don't really specify what kind of drugs.
It's not. Well, does it go on to be Jingle Jangle?
I think it was Jingle Jangle.
Yeah. Okay. It's just
Yes,
not
yes.
addressed as Jingle Jangle
Not
as
yet.
like readily as we come to know the term.
Cheryl starts giving away her stuff, and she gives Jughead her brooch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, ma'am, you're not 60. Why the fuck do you have brooches?
Jughead? You give it to Jughead?
He's like, sorry for punching you. Here's a fucking brooch. This is when we get to your favorite scene. Archie punching the ice.
I physically, like, it is so gross to me. Because, one, we know he actually hurt his fucking hand in real life punching that ice. So, that's my first. Second off, I don't like other people's blood. So, we're just watching him punch the ice, and it's getting red and red and red and red because there's his fucking blood. Ew. But that's the, like, ew part. But on another note, it's, like, very cringe to me because the ice can't hold everyone. Let me go.
And then everybody's standing around.
Yeah, it's like the SpongeBob meme 10 seconds later. and Cheryl's in the water. We all need to go. And then they're all on this one part of the
But also,
fucking ice.
like, wouldn't it make it so much easier if they did go on the ice so it could break so they could get her the fuck out? Like,
Exactly. But no, we
No.
couldn't all go get Cheryl. Archie, big strong man Archie, needs to go rescue her. Oh no, she already fell in. Everybody go and save her. Now we're all standing on one part of the fucking ice
okay, but
together.
also, like, why is nobody calling an ambulance? This bitch is gonna have hypothermia. Somebody run to land, call somebody, while everybody else is trying to get her
some
out.
fucking help. Veronica, go in your little...
And your
Get out.
pearls.
Yeah, oh my god. And...
I don't have anything else.
again, she's in a white dress. And then she goes home in her white dress and warms up by the fire. To then wear another white dress to set the mansion on fire.
So this is where I moved from my notebook to my phone, so I was like, wait, what?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So, Betty's still trusting of her parents. Your dad didn't tell you that you were related to people.
Didn't
I'm not
tell
gonna
your
trust-
sister
Yeah.
who's sleeping with him. Like,
Yeah. No. They're having a jubilee to make the town better again. Like, no. And then, this is when I wrote, this isn't Glee. Why is there so much singing? This show has so much singing.
and the
Archie doing
foreshadowing.
music. And, like, I get it. He's doing music because I'm Miss Grundy. But, like, at the same time,
Sorry.
like, no. Stop fucking singing songs. And then they do, like, the full song. It's not even just, like,
No.
10 seconds of it. They
And
do,
so
like, the
then
full song.
it makes me remember all the musical episodes we're gonna have to suffer through
Oh.
that I'm literally getting Cliff's Notes to. I'm not watching the musical fucking episodes.
I will say this. I've always skipped the music episodes.
Yes.
I don't know what
Any
happens in them.
show. I mean,
No,
any show besides
the-
Glee.
No, and, well, yeah, Glee. That's different.
But it's different. But any show I'm ever watching when there's a musical episode,
I
next,
fucking hate them.
Next.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't like
Next. No. No.
them. This is where we get to my favorite part. Jughead saying he loves Betty. But it's like,
But it's like
You've been
together
dating-
for 5 minutes.
yeah. Which, like, I understand because
Aw.
true love in high school goes by so fast.
It
like,
does.
You think these people mean the world to you, but you don't know them.
Yeah. No, it does.
Trust me, you're not gonna know people in high school.
Nope.
Especially, like, sophomore year. Like, if me talking to my own, like, self in sophomore year, no.
No.
Bitch, you were not in love. Probably in lust, but not in love. Like, no.
Oh my god. Just thinking of the 2 people I dated in high school. It
That's
was
what
just
I'm
like, I was
saying,
friends
like-
with them since like kindergarten. Because small town vibes for me, very much. We'd been best friends since like kindergarten. And then it was like, oh, maybe we like each other, get together. We don't like each other. But that was fun to have a boyfriend to take me to the movies for 2 months. Or whatever it was. Like, oh my god.
Like, all we do is hold hands.
yes.
Like, no, you don't love them.
No.
And you don't know
Especially
what...
because they're sophomores. Maybe if they were seniors and 18 and like
Yeah, that would be a little more
coming into all
understanding.
that.
But if
But-
they were sophomores in college, I would get it a lot more.
yeah, because I was gonna say I can't talk too much shit. I got married at like 20 years old, 2 months after I turned 20.
Yeah, but that's
Like,
a lot different
but-
than in high school.
Exactly.
You still have a
exactly.
fucking curfew
and I
in
didn't
high
know
school.
him in high school. Like I knew him since becoming a sophomore in college. That's when
Yeah.
we and yeah. So
Once you get into the real world, that's when you start.
Exactly. Like, he had a job, I had a job, like, it was a whole, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, anyways, own responsibilities, adults.
This is when Betty and Jughead and Veronica and Archie,
Yes.
at the same time, somehow start doing it at the same time.
And then I wrote down 5 minutes left in season 1, and we're gonna end with a whole bunch of sex with the sophomores.
Yes!
Like, sophomores.
No.
No. And what, they're just going at it at the same time? I mean...
The one part that did make me angry about the scene was Archie wearing high-top Converse and then casually slipping out of them. Everybody that's worn high-top Converse or high-top shoes other than, like, Vans knows how hard it is to get your fucking ankle out of them goddamn shoes. It doesn't matter if they're the right size or not. It's hard to get your ankles out of them. And he just casually like, bloop, bloop.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You're gonna sit there and, like, unlay.
Yes. Or, like, how loose is he wearing his fucking shoes? Man's running half the time. He knows he should tie up his laces.
I can't breathe. But then someone comes to Jughead's door, so R.I.P. Betty and Jughead's evening.
They get interrupted by hot dog.
Hot dog. The third, we come to find out he's like the third hot dog that the serpents have had. And Betty is watching on in fucking horror. Like,
yeah, as he gets his jacket to become a Southside serpent.
I'm like, ma'am, you literally just heard the full exchange where they're like, wear this jacket while your dad's in jail. We will protect you.
And, ma'am, you know his full story. He's supposed to be in a foster home, but then he's not. And they've, like, agreed that him and his foster parents have agreed that he's gonna fucking
live by himself.
Yeah, and, like, care for himself or whatever.
Because the serpents are gonna watch over him.
Yeah. And then we get to the tragic scene at Pops. Can you imagine getting, shot in a diner? Like...
First off, you didn't have to add the in the diner part. I can't imagine getting shot, Mom.
But to me, it's like in the diner. Like, they go to Pops to feel, like, safe. Like, that's their safe haven.
It's like a second home, especially for
Yes.
Jug. Yeah. No.
And then just...
And poor sweet Pop.
Right?
God.
Love the man.
We love Pop. We are Pop stans around here.
But then I just wrote the Black Hood OMG.
Yes.
Because I thought
that
it
little
started...
shocked emoji, like...
I thought it started in season 2. Like, I didn't think that season 1 ended with the Black Hood.
With the
but
reveal
it makes,
of the Black
but it
Hood,
makes
exactly.
sense. Like, they want people to come back and view the second episode. Or the second season.
Yeah.
But, as a whole, what did you think about season 1? Or did you have anything else to add before?
No. Other than
why Mr. Andrews? Like, I know why Mr. Andrews, but why did we have to start with him? Like, there were so many bad people. And why did he have to go? Why did the Black Hood have to go to Pops to start his vendetta? Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
You couldn't have gone after Penelope or something.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, but we know why, because we go on to learn what the Black Hood.
But does it make sense why he's the first?
Why was Mr. Andrews the first target? And then, but no, I think that's it. And so my overall thoughts of season 1, I do, especially after starting season 2, stand by my point of like. Season 1 is like the least what the fuck to come out to come out of it.
Absolutely. Agreed.
And I am very glad though that I did rewatch this because I really thought I was like, oh, we can start the podcast and I'll just rewatch from like season 3 when I don't remember much. No, I'm very glad I came back to like redissect because I definitely haven't watched that since I was like 18 years old in like 2017. So, anyways, but overall, I think I will give season 1 a like 7.5, 8 out of 10. Because I feel
I'm giving it a 6 out of 10.
I don't know.
Because it's the least exciting for me.
Yes, but it has the most, and this is gonna sound crazy, realistic storylines.
Oh fuck yeah! I feel like this one and season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. After like halfway through season 2, no.
Yeah. Right about where we are like currently. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this also was the shortest season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long they're making this new one that's coming out.
I don't either.
season 7 because it's the last one. Overall, so I'm gonna go with my 7.5. I think because I felt like it. Yes, it's boring, but it's pretty realistic for a TV show for suspending the belief of all that TV offers you. Anyways, so yeah.
For me, I'm gonna give it like a 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it was very hard for them to stay on theme for this season.
Fair.
Because you have like very different things that are happening, and it's not really cohesive. Like it starts out with Miss Grundy, and then it goes to fucking Jason's dad killing him, and then you have like different. Like,
I think they tried to fit too much.
Yes.
Into 13 episodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they could have definitely split that up into seasons. Like make the first season about Miss Grundy, make the second season about Jason killing the fucking dad. But I understand they had to make this season as like exciting as possible.
Mm-hmm. To show you Riverdale has a lot of drama.
Yeah. Overall, I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Fair enough. I want to say I'm excited for what happens next.
I kind of am, low key.
Yeah. Because we know what's going to happen in this season, in season 2. But I was also glad that I went to rewatch it because there's a lot of stuff that I missed. Mm-hmm. And like, now that I'm having to actually like pay attention to it and listen to the storyline and not just like be like, oh, yeah, this is Riverdale. I can pick it up whenever. Like, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, that's it for season 1 of Riverdale. Next episode, we're going to be talking about season 2. We're going to be going through episode 1 through 11.
Yes.
It gets a lot more deeper. We're going to learn a lot about the Black Hood.
Yes.
So we're excited about that. And are we ready for our what the fuck news?
It's your turn. Let's see what you brought to the table.
Fort Hood Army vet gets 18 months in prison for stealing $2.1 million in military gear from embattled Texas base.
What, did he just not return his equipment? Or like he went with a vendetta to steal stuff?
She is it?
Oh, so sorry.
She.
So sorry.
She pleaded guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to defraud the U.S. government in April. It's a plea deal. Soldiers reported finding locks cut on 17 Connex shipping containers on base, and then the audit showed up. Okay, how many items do you think were missing? That were 2.1 million.
That is so hard to say because Matthew like went through his equipment with me, and I was like, God damn.
It's military gear.
I know. 15 items.
Oh, you had a lot more help. It was 137.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So she was stealing like normal stuff. I was trying to think. Because, like, he told me how much, like, the plate carrier and all that costs. Because we have all of that.
Oh, damn.
That it's, like, issued, but...
She was ordered to pay $1.3 million in restitution.
What about the other half? That's, like, half the amount she stole.
But apparently they found that she was selling it on, eBay. And they matched the serial numbers. But, ma'am, you're in the Army. I'm not even in the Army. And I know that when it comes to doing inventory and shit,
oh god, yeah,
like it's like serious. Like they need to know what they have, and where they have it.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. That's just my what the fuck story. Also,
I love it. No,
this is the same fort where the sad story happened with another veteran that passed away.
Yeah, I'm glad Murder with My Husband did that story because, like, I was following it for so long, and then it just kept making me sad, so I stopped and I never really read the resolution to it.
Yes.
And that's wild, but...
Rest in peace, Vanessa.
Yes.
You didn't deserve what happened to you.
No.
But yeah, if you're interested in... We're very into true crime.
Yes.
If you want to go... we listen to Murder with My Husband a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We believe she does very great.
And I love her husband's reactions.
Yes.
Like, it is such a fun vibe.
Yes. But yeah, she does respect a lot of the victims.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about that podcast.
And every time she gets choked up when she's like...
Yes.
Oh, she's so sweet.
But yeah. That is it for this episode of What the Fuck Is This Podcast?
Yes.
catch us for episode 3 coming out next Thursday.
Yep.
And I'll be posting about it. Go ahead and follow us on our Instagram, our TikTok, and our Facebook page.
Yes.
It's going to be what the fuck is this _podcast. And we should start posting on there a lot more recently.
Yes.
That didn't make any sense. We're going to be posting on there a lot.
We're going to make a better effort.
Yes.
We definitely just wanted to get the podcast started. So we
wanted
kind of
to
dropped the ball
feel
on
a
our
bit.
socials. But now we definitely know the vibe of our podcast. So we know how we're going to do our social. Well, you do, because that's more your thing. I'm the editor and the publisher and everything. And you got our social medias. And yes, so I'll be sure to link everything in the description of either the show notes or the YouTube, wherever you're watching us. And then we have an Instagram and
then I put our personal links in the Instagram handle. So if you want to see our different lives,
yes, I'll put those in the description as well, so you can see. And the dogs have an Instagram, but I'm not very active on it.
Better get started.
So if you all want to see more on there, I'll put more on there. But yeah,
that's it for episode 2.
Yes.
See you next Thursday.
Thanks for joining us.